Hey guys, good morning. This is Hawaiian Shirt Tuesday, Mario. Just kidding. So what I want to talk about today is social media posting through the API to the communities. So this is technically an undocumented feature, so use it with caution. It's undocumented in that they kind of make some assumptions in the API documentation. So you can see here you have information on GMB posting, on TikTok posting, but nothing about how to get information on the communities. There's also no direct communities endpoint to get the information you need for the social planner. So what we're going to do is, I use N8N. You can use Make or Zapier for that. Well, can't really use Zapier, but you could use Make for this as well. And what you're able to do is the first step. So let me back up. One of the reasons I like N8N is you're able to run and pin data in nodes. I've got a bunch of videos on N8N and am happy to help you set up N8N. Or if you're interested, I'll actually give you a seat on my N8N and you're able to use it with my guidance and help. But with that, I digress to what we were talking about, which is this get social accounts endpoint. So what we need to do here is we need to grab the location ID from HighLevel, which you can find in your URL bar when you're inside of any location. And then we use the get endpoint for social media posting and accounts. You can see I've got my OAuth set up with a predefined credential type. This will not work using private integrations tokens because there's no scope for getting the user, which is a critical piece in being able to do this. So what I do is I go into my HighLevel and, that's the wrong one. I go into my HighLevel and I need to go into the social planner. And in the social planner, I need to do a couple things. And one of them is I need to be able to get some information about my social planner connection. So to do that, what I do, and actually I'm going to switch screens really quick. Bear with me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to grab an account that had a social planner. So in here, what I did is I have created a post via the API, but the first step that I did was I actually created a post manually that is associated with my social planner accounts. The reason I did this is because we need to grab some data out of that. And the easiest way, and this is kind of just a general rule, the easiest way to find undocumented APIs or find undocumented Easter eggs in existing APIs is to use get commands or get requests for accessing information that's made available to you via the actual documented endpoints. So this was kind of an epiphany I had in how to structure this request and basically how I figured out that it would work. Because in the actual social planner API, all it specs out is that you need to have the account ID, the URL of what you're posting, and the type of post. And then I think that's actually it. So the request is actually super simple. Meaning that what I was able to do is run that get request, and I was able to get the ID of the social media planner, which you can see here under fetched accounts. If you have your social planner connected, it's going to say platform is community type of group, and then it's going to give you a bunch of additional information in your JSON payload. So what I did is I grabbed this ID, and you can see here I pinned this data, and I just put this in a text file really quick. So let me open up a little sticky note or a text file, open up Notepad, and it's going to error out a bunch because I changed my entire file structure, and I'm going to paste, that's not the right one. I'm going to paste that ID, so I need to grab the full ID. I'm going to paste that right here, and I'm just going to put a little note in front of it just for me. I'm going to call this account ID. And then the next thing we need when we go into the stoplight documentation to create a post is we've got some information in here about type, and we've got some information in here. It does have a user ID string at the bottom. This is critical. It's not documented that it's required, but it is important that you have it because that's how you actually push the post into the community. One thing I noticed is that you have some different things like a profile ID and OAuth ID. These are not technically relevant in what you actually need to do. But the next step that I did was I grabbed my dummy post information. So I fetched my posts, and in my fetched posts, I fetched the specific information about that post, including the account IDs and, more importantly, the user ID, which is right here, I believe. Hold on, let me look. Created by, right here. So this created by is a critical field that you need to grab from an existing post. What this does, and I worked with Charles Higgins, we kind of troubleshot some things to help him get his set up. And we figured out that this created by is what you should put in the user ID field. So we just grab this, I go back to my text document, and I store this as user ID, and I paste in that user ID. Now, what I'm ready to do is I'm ready to go ahead and actually create my JSON payload that I'm going to send into the API. So you can see here, I've got some test data in here. This is just for creating a dummy post. But this is what the JSON payload should look like. So it's a pretty slimmed down version of what you can see in this integration's body. So what I did was I basically copied this entire body and pasted it into a text file. And then I ran the query, I ran the command to send the data into HighLevel's communities. A bunch of different times, removing information at each step to figure out the minimum viable amount of information that I need in order to actually post this to the community. And this is what I found. You need your account ID, a summary. The media section is optional. You need a status, a type, and a user ID. Once you have all of that information, you're good to go, and you can post in the social communities. So that is a quick down and dirty tutorial on how you use N8N or Make to post in the HighLevel social communities. Hope that you found this valuable, and if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out. So, thanks, guys. Have a good Tuesday.